Just about picking what we thought was the best team for this match. Um, Again, some tight, tough calls, and lots of different choices that we could have gone with. We could have easily gone with the same 23 who won the first Test match, but we've made a couple of changes because just felt that um, picking a team for the second Test match and what we're expecting to come from South Africa.
Yeah, how close were you in terms of that consideration of sticking with a winning team?
Yeah, it was a discussion about that. It was kind of the discussion was that if we're going to make any changes, you kind of don't make one, you might make two or three changes. And we did discuss, do we reward that 23 for winning the first Test, and then we looked at a couple of individuals. We looked at ball and play time. We thought our bench was outstanding in terms of that impact, and so that was definitely a consideration with making a couple of changes, but also being aware of it's not just the 15, it's a 23.
Obviously, we can look at Chris Harris in the midfield and experience at international level, but a first Test for the Lions and such a big occasion as well. What difference do you feel that he can make at centre?
Well, we're expecting him to be incredibly direct. We weren't disappointed with Elliott's game. His work rate off the ball was excellent. It was difficult for him to get into any attacking shape really. So and those attacking options tended to come more in the second half. So they were very direct in the way that they attacked in terms of Delaire and So we're expecting more of the same and a ferocious kicking battle as well.
And for Conor Murray at scrum half, is that a case of just needing that extra bit of an experienced head that he brings?
No, just again he was good when he came on. It's going to be tight in that first 20 or 30 minutes. The way that South Africa tend to play, if we look at the two games, the A game and this game, is that they try and build a scoreboard, they try and get in front and then look to hold on. So that first 20, 30 minutes is pretty important for us, and then we've been happy with the way that we've finished, particularly in the second half in both those games, and felt strong, and potentially the game might open up in the tempo of the game, which is something that we think Ali can bring maybe in that second half, and same with the other players that are on the bench.
And with Dan Biggar being named in the starting lineup again, is it looking good for him? I mean, how confident are you in passing the return to play protocols? Yeah,
he's looking good at the moment. He's gone through all the, he's going through that process, and we've got an independent consultant who's looking at that as well. So so he's passed everything at the moment, and hopefully he's ready to go on Thursday.
Well, when you say that you expect your side to improve, what is the biggest improvement you're looking for in the second Test?
Just starting a little bit better. So in the first Test, we gave away a number of penalties in that first half. The second half, we were much more disciplined. We were pleased with basically our control of the game. We only gave them 4 lineouts in the game. So obviously that discipline in the first half was important, and we probably at times put ourselves under a bit of pressure by shifting the ball on occasions, being caught behind the gain line, and allowing them to get some breakdown turnovers. So we just got to be really smart in terms of that management, and we were, like I said, I thought we were outstanding in that second half.
And now you're going into the game on the brink of a first series victory over South Africa since 1997. How does that alter the mindset from that first Test now?
Well, they're going to be desperate, aren't they? So they want to desperately stay in the series, and we've got a chance of winning the series on Saturday. And spoken to the players about that. We've just got to make sure that we're mentally right, because you don't want to be using your get out of jail card, which is going to the third Test. You want to make the most of the opportunity that we've created in winning the first Test, and hopefully trying to seal a series victory on Saturday.
Thanks, Warren.
Cheers.
Hi Tim, can I go next? Nick from Talk. Warren, 3 changes. Was the agreement on those quite easy? Were you tempted to make any more or less as you discussed it with your assistants?
Yeah, we had a good discussion around the front row and the half-back, centre and the back three. So look, it's one of those situations where you're making 2 or 3 changes where you feel those players will bring something to it, and then with other players in the squad, you want them to build on that first test performance because you think the cohesion with the combinations and them playing that first game that they'll get better as well. So it's just trying to get that balance between what we had achieved, not making too many changes, but and then just picking what we think is the best team that can do a job on Saturday.